First heard about Penny in really distressing circumstances. To be honest, it's actually just too graphic to show people, too painful to watch. My friend Rod showed me a video that had been circulating on Facebook that some locals had captured, and poor little Penny looked as if she was being tortured. I could hear her being unfortunately sort of strangled and poked and prodded. It was pretty horrific. I wasn't able to sleep that night. Neither were my friends who'd also seen it, so we had to get her out of that situation. And to be honest, it's actually just too graphic to show people and too painful to watch. I mean, even us as seasoned dog people really struggled seeing it. So she was in a really horrendous situation. We had to get her out of there, and it was decided we would the next day. That was difficult, but we did get her out of there.
Let me see you, little darling. Oh, there she is.
Unfortunately, we noticed straight away that she had sustained some injuries. She had a limp leg, which didn't look too bad at first, but as soon as we got it x-rayed, realised that it was a really bad break and that there was a good chance that the leg would have to go, actually. So nobody was able to treat it locally, and had to go looking for solutions to get her fixed. So luckily there's a really good dog foundation that was about 6 or 7 hours away by car, so we had to get her there. A wonderful foundation called Soy Dog, and they said they would treat her immediately if we could get her there. So little Penny was whisked away by taxi with myself on a ferry. She really enjoyed that, the sort of the sea air, the freedom, I think, of it. I actually enjoyed it with her because it was like getting her away from her horrific past. She's only about maybe 1 or 2 years old, but she had been through the mill. Possible owners, definite torture, definite abuse. So to just get her out on the open road and towards her operation was great.
Hi, little darling. Here we are. Here we are. This is where you're going to get your operation. That's beautiful, isn't it? Look for sick, injured and vulnerable street dogs. That's you.
She got the operation in Soy Dog. It was a success. A remarkable team of surgeons and aftercare and treatment for her small other issues that she had, like parasites, and she was kept there for 17 days where she recovered wonderfully, and they managed to save the leg, which was remarkable given how bad the break was, the x-rays, etc. It was really touch and go, but she managed to keep the legs, which was fantastic. Then it was time for Penny to come back.
Hello. Who's that, Jumbo? Who's that, Jumbo? Hello, little Penny. I haven't seen you in 3 weeks. Jumbo's very excited to see you as well. You're not allowed to walk. You're meant to be resting, so I'll carry you up the hill. Oh, am I excited to see you or what?
Luckily had her set up with a foster home. We were so busy saving other dogs that she had to make the taxi journey 7 hours on her own, but a big brave girl that she is, she was able to do that. I think the most worrying thing for me was just all the different places and faces and things that Penny had to see along her way. The past sort of month has been quite up and down for her in terms of, well, it's actually been all up, but just in terms of how much she had to process in her little brain, I felt sorry for her. So now it's wonderful news is she's healing. She still has to stay in a confined space, but she's moving into her foster home, which I'm delighted about, and Penny will be up for adoption.
After when she better, she come every morning with us on the sea.
Penny is just she's like a little baby cloud is the way I think of her. She's like, to think of her being tortured and abused is really so hard because she's so light. She's like a little fluffy cloud. You look at her and you think, how could anybody hurt this little precious thing? But that's not for me to get into or to worry about. We'll follow the right procedures in making sure that doesn't happen again. But to look at Penny is just, she's such a gentle, kind, little innocent soul. There's not a bad bone in her body, and she's really just the ideal pet, and to think that anybody could do that to her is unfathomable. But she's come out the other side. She's going to be a wonderful pet for somebody. She's got a brilliant, bright future ahead of her, and that's all we could ask for.
There she is. There's the beautiful Penny. Look at you, darling. Look at that face. Oh, you look beautiful, Penny.